High on a lonely cliff stood Moonfang Castle, home of the most complicated family in the kingdom. A place where moonlight carried magic, and every corridor echoed with stories left untold. King Edward, respected and wise, carried the heavy weight of his throne. His daughter Luna, free-spirited and rebellious, hated the royal life and dreamed of a world beyond the castle walls. And then there was Prince Andric, son of the king's second wife. A prince trained every night to prove he belonged in this world, ambitious, proud, and far more dangerous than he seemed. As for Elena, the king's second wife, she wore two faces, sweet and graceful when the king looked her way, cold and cruel when no one was watching. And on this cold night, Prince Andric trained harder than ever, swing after swing, kick after kick. Suddenly, while he swings his sword too hard during training, he loses his balance, tumbling onto a pile of cushions with a comedic thud. One of them flies up in the chaos, bouncing off the wall and hitting a candlestick. Sparks fly, and the fire begins to spread along the hallway. The tiny flame grows quickly, sending smoke curling along the stone floor of the hallway, signaling the start of a bigger mess. Outside the castle, under the dim moonlight, Harry the stable boy gently brushes a horse, humming softly as he finishes his nightly chores. Suddenly, Harry stops. A strange flicker of orange glows in the corner of his eye, and smoke curls up from the castle's main hall. Without a second thought, Harry throws the brush aside and sprints toward the castle, his heart pounding louder than the alarm bells. Inside, the fire spreads along the walls, crackling louder, casting monstrous shadows across the grand hall. Harry bursts in, grabbing a bucket of water with instinct more than thought, ready to fight the flames. Prince Andric, covered in ash, looks furious and embarrassed as he watches Harry step in like a real hero. Princess Luna rushed in, her dark hair flowing behind her, worried and breathless. She went straight to Harry, asking how the fire began, her voice soft but shaken. He makes a sprint to the well room nearby, filling bucket after bucket with incredible speed, carrying 3 at once like a true castle athlete. Back in the hall, Harry swings the first bucket with perfect aim. Splash! The fire hisses and shrinks instantly. Then he goes full chaos mode, throws 2 buckets in the air, kicks one with his foot, and all 3 pour water perfectly on the fire. In seconds, the flames vanish. Only steam floats in the air. The castle is safe, thanks to Harry's spectacular bucket storm. Prince Andric stares at the scene, his fur soaked, his pride destroyed. He glares at Harry with burning jealousy. Princess Luna, moved by courage she had never seen before, looks at Harry with admiration glowing softly in her silver eyes. But in the corner of the hall, Minister Varkon watches silently. A smirk forming Harry's heroism was impressive. Dangerous, even. And that meant only one thing. Varkon had to keep an eye on him. A sudden silence fell over the room as King Edward stepped inside, yet quietly relieved that the danger had passed. He spots Harry standing proudly among the steam and soaked floor, and he gives him a grateful nod. Queen Elena arrives next, her orange hair glowing in the firelight, her smile wide and sweet, a little too sweet. She leans in, praising Harry's courage with honey in her voice. But the moment she turns her back, Elena's smile drops, and her eyes burn with silent hatred. Princess Luna, curious and excited, takes a gentle step forward toward Harry. With a soft voice, she thanks him for saving the castle, her eyes sparkling more than she wants to admit. Harry nods politely, humble as always, unaware of the storm of emotions around him. But the castle was never quiet for long. In the highest beams of the hall, Bato, the sneaky violet bat, watched everything. Flapping into the night, he carried secrets with him, headed straight for the darkest corner of the castle, and there, in the farthest corridor, Minister Varkon stood waiting, as if he already knew Bato would come. He listened, every whispered detail fueling his own ambition. Later that night, in the deepest shadows of the castle, Elena entered her secret chamber. Her sweet smile faded instantly, replaced by something cold, something dangerous. Minister Varkon emerged from the darkness and placed a tiny bottle of shimmering pills in her hand. A deadly secret. But for whom? So tell me in comments, who do you think is the real target?